The mysterious drones that have been swarming the skies all over the planet have caused quite a stir through the mainstream media and the alternative medias as well. Tonight, in this edition 58 of Star Nation News, we will elaborate on the different origins, agendas, and technologies of these drones. They are not all the same. They do not have the same origin. So fasten your seatbelts and engage. I have had green light from High Commander Thorhan Eredion to disclose a few informations about these drones. But before I start on this information, it is interesting to note that we had the term UFO that merged into UAP for confusion. The deep state had come up with this term, and now UAP merges into drone. Let us keep it UFO, but it will not remain unidentified for long. When the Intergalactic Confederation, which is an organization as assembling many different galaxies as a collective, and these people are looking after the good development of civilizations they have helped building. So these people from the Intergalactic Confederation have arrived in our star systems. They have a group of scientists from 24 different cultures, which is called the Seeders. And these Seeders have sent armadas into our solar system in 2021, at the end of the year, when Anach Princia arrived in September 2021, just after the Jupiter agreements were set on July 14th to 17th, 2021, that echoed the Artemis Accord that were created on Earth starting in 2020. Well, Princia arrived in our star system in September 2021 because a great victory was happening. The whole star system had been liberated from regressive extraterrestrials that were the reptilian Sicard that had been cast out, and as well, the Dark Fleet was taken off from planet Earth, from Antarctica. The Greys remained for a while, but were shortly taken down afterwards when, after the Intergalactic Confederation arrived, by capturing some Grey officials and finding the frequency key to the hive and the queen, and they sent to this Orion queen a little poison gift. But that's for the history and the unfolding of events. So Princia arrives after the Jupiter agreements are signed. Ia arrives in September 2021, and he announces in his trail, we can say, the arrival of 500 motherships from the Seeders that stay parked in the orbit of Jupiter. Why Jupiter? Because Jupiter has an interdimensional portal, a stargate that is locked into its orbit. And also there's the moon Ganymede, which is a hub, which was a hub, it's still a hub, at the time was the only hub that was able to host visitors from other star systems. And the proximity of the Ashtar command base in the upper atmosphere of Jupiter was there to look after the portal and do a bit of the safety, and it is on this very station in the upper orbit of Jupiter that upper atmosphere, of Jupiter, that the Jupiter Accord took place. Well, now, what do we have? After the victory into our star system, a great plan for disclosure has been put in operation after meetings between the Intergalactic Confederation, the Galactic Federation of Worlds of Nataru, and the Earth Alliance. The Earth Alliance being a collaboration between positive Earth military, such as the US Navy, for instance, and the Galactic Federation of Worlds. In 2022, after the plan for disclosure was updated and really put in operation, well, this plan of disclosure was already going on since the 1950s, slowly, undercover. Now it was time. No more extraterrestrial interference, only the dark minions on Earth. So what this plan of disclosure consists in? It was two very specific trends. The first was the Earth Alliance was and is still in charge of disclosing the collaboration of the positive and the negative space programs and military factions on Earth with foreign technology, alien technology, disclosing the retroengineering programs conducted by the army and bringing to the world this awareness that the militaries knew since a long time, that there were ETs among us on Earth. The second sector was in charge of the star nations, the Federation and the Intergalactic Confederation, the Cedars. The Federation and the Cedars are in charge of showing themselves and making first civilian contact. First step is getting the people of Earth accustomed to their existence, to the existence of civilized extraterrestrial cultures. And the only way is by displaying spaceships all over the skies. It had started a little bit, but the kickstart was in September 2024 in Denver, Colorado, where the Earth Alliance and the Galactic Federation of Worlds displayed fleets of scout ships, TR-3B, and this was announced and requested on a specific date, specific window of 2 hours on a specific place, which was a location with no drone fly zone and no fly zone anyway, because it was between Denver Airport and NORAD. The TR-3B came from an underground base from Cheyenne Mountain, and the fleets were from the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Since then, it's been a tsunami of ships and orbs that were crossing your skies. You've been seeing so many, and recently, since President Trump got elected, now they knew they could pass into the application of the next step of the plan. tripling the apparitions of these orbs and technologies in the sky that people get as customs to the star nation's existence. Well, these orbs, what are they? Before I go into detailing to you what are their origins, these extraterrestrial orbs and drones, I'm going to really put an emphasis on this. There are two different, separate types of drones. First, there are these drones. What is a drone? It's a flying object unmanned that is not piloted physically by a pilot in it. It's remote piloting. It's remote technology. That's a drone, okay? A drone can be extraterrestrial, can be Earth-made. Till now, I've spoken to you about the star nation, non-Earth-made drones or orbs or ships. This is not all about it. You have a second group, which is deep state military made drones, Earth military. And I'm going to come to that later. Let us focus for the moment on the extraterrestrial drones. The Galactic Federation of Worlds, as long as the deep state has some power, doesn't send manned ships in lower orbit. They always stay in upper orbit. They don't come under the 62 miles because they don't want to risk problems, you know. There's also this, of course, prime directive, but this is something it's also beside. The Galactic Federation of Worlds sends in your skies, and you have seen them, flying saucers that are remotely piloted, no one in it, spherical ships, spherical small orbs. I wouldn't say ships, but small orbs, a meter or two to the most. They are metallic, and they are remote surveillance technologies. Like drones, we can really qualify these metallic orbs as drones. So metallic, sometimes, most of the time, they are completely smooth, and you see nothing on it, just plain metallic sphere. And sometimes they have different parts on it, you know, and because they are made by different cultures, but all Galactic Federation of Worlds. This is part of the plan of disclosure. And yes, the Manchester airport, it was metallic orb from the Galactic Federation of Worlds. You know, the deep state are going to try to debunk. You know, that's what they do. And I'm coming to that after. So Galactic Federation of Worlds, flying saucers, remotely operated, or metallic spheres of all sizes, but never more than 2 meters. Intergalactic Confederation, the Cedars. What do they send? They send plasma orbs because they have a higher technology, more advanced than the Federation. And they use plasma orbs. It is plasma that is so polarized that it nearly is solid, nearly it's really contained in a field that is being able to move as an object, as a sphere. And these plasma can be, of course, inhabited by consciousness, but they also have the same purpose and use as the metallic orbs used by the Federation. Is the same, different technology. So they are going in the sky. You can remote view. It's like cameras. It's camera and can remote here, and they can also cloak. Of course, they use torsion fields, the plasma and the metallic ones, so they can go at stupid speeds, incredible. So that's for there. And the plasma orbs can entangle with consciousness. That is why many witnesses of plasma orbs feel also they are contactees, because there is a signal, an exchange between the person, the witness, and on the ground, and the plasmic orb. There is a consciousness interface, and sometimes also with the ships that they send. So you can really feel the difference. They fly at incredible speed, they can cloak, they can send signal pulses, and the really what's magnificent is the consciousness interface that you can have with them. So these two types, okay, are the star nations' participation into the disclosure plan of their presence. Now, we are going now to the second group, the deep state group. So these are military-made drones, military drones, and they do not look like orbs, they do not look like spheres, they look like drones with different parts. You know, a drone, a drone, and they can have quite incredible shapes, but they are man-made on Earth by the deep state military. Why? Every time there has been an incredibly obvious contact with the star nations, the deep state had put everything they could in operation to confuse and bring fake evidence or evidence of fake, as you want to call it, to muddy the waters, as we say, and to discredit the truth. This has happened to poor Billy Meyer, who had real photos, and these photos were replaced by fake ones to try to prove he was a loony. That has happened with a lot of contactees. It has happened to myself as well. For instance, I am very attacked because I am one of the rare persons, contactees on Earth, who can bring a list of proofs and evidence and corroboration. And that is really bothering the deep state. The Denver flyover, I have been attacked incredibly, tremendously by some organizations and people paid by them trying to discredit me, and in a very aggressive ways. You know, when you do not have the right material and a decent material to counter a fact, well, people get emotional, aggressive, and it all goes bad. It happened to Billy Meyer, it happens to me, and it happens to the plan of disclosure of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Yes, they are also trying to send fake drones, well, Earth-made drones, to say, hey, these are not ETs that you see. It's man-made. That's one. Counter the Intergalactic Confederation and the Federation of Worlds operations of disclosure. Counter this. Oh, the ETs are sending their orbs and drones. We are going to swarm the skies of Earth with our own, that people will lose their mind and don't know what's happening, and nobody will be able to see it, to say the ETs are showing themselves, because we will say, no, it's our drones. One thing. Second thing, apart spreading confusion, you know, it has been a war of information. There are two other purposes to this operation from the deep state military regarding their putting their own drones out. First, counter the disclosure. Second, take this opportunity to start a World War III. They have been trying so hard, deep state, to start this World War III, always failing, and it will fail, keep on failing. So they start to say, oh, these drones are Chinese, Iranian, Russian. They try, you know, to take this opportunity. Demonize Russia as well. Russia has always been the excuse, the target when it came to UFOs. Oh, but it's Russian. Russian are bad, etc. Russia has always been demonized by the deep state because Russia has never put a foot in the deep state and has always fought them. And the deep state knows that in the future, as Edgar Cayce said it as well, Russia would put an end to the deep state. And it's in the process, and it's going quite well. Quite bad for the deep state. And the last, third reason is the Operation Blue Beam. They still want to try to do it. It's ridiculous, ridiculous. Everyone knows about it now by now. And, but that, you know, they're desperate, but not dumb, okay? Despair can lead to dumb actions, but they are not dumb. The star nations are sending their ships in the skies for everyone to see. The deep state says, let us take this opportunity to say that these are bad ETs, that we need to attack them and unite in a new world order against these ETs and follow the rules of a dictator. That's what they planned from the start. Something that is about to fail and has already failed in advance. We know the song, we know everything about it, and they are trying again. So that is why they are sending all these drones for these different reasons. Counter the disclosure of the extraterrestrials. Try to start a World War III and demonize Russia, and try to kickstart again Operation Blue Beam. Unfortunately for them. Fail, fail, fail. It will fail. So it is interesting. It is interesting also to have an opinion from Mr. Trump himself. Mr. Donald Trump has made statement because he knows, of course, he knows everything about this. I may remind you that General Haim Eshed had, in 2020, revealed that President Trump is working with the Galactic Federation and is wanting to disclose all of it to the public. But the Federation told him, no, not now, not yet. It's not the moment. Wait a little bit. What's going to happen when he's totally back into his functions? Wait for it. He's going to talk about it. Trump said in a public statement that the Earth military knows what these drones are, the fake ones, the military ones. They know who they are. They know their origins and their agendas. And he said, if it was a real threat, the Earth military would have shot them down already, because the military knows they are not a threat. They are theirs. And they have a plan. That's why Mr. T said, shoot them down when you see them. Because, well, not the people. Please don't shoot at the sky. It's very dangerous. Do not do that. He was talking about the military shooting at them. The military should shoot at the drones, but they do not do it because they have a plan. It's theirs. Flying over important military base, such as Wright-Patterson and others, and it will go on. It's also part of the deep state plan. Look at what you see. Do you see the drones with different lights that twinkle and like with arms, metallic arms? That's military. When it's not military, when it's extraterrestrials, it's spheres, glowing spheres, either metallic or either plasmic, and spaceships, the round ones. You need to make the difference and feel the contact. Feel the contact. That will tell you who is who. Now on the 20th of December, I will join JP to participate to Michael Sala's webinar. We are going to talk about all of this, of the Trump new administration and what the future holds. and these technologies, the drones, everything. So 20th of December, don't miss it. Well, I asked, you imagine, I asked someone with great power and great wisdom what he thought about all this drone story. Prince Ea from the Anach Empire knows everything that is going on in this galaxy and in the universe, more or less. When I met Prince Ea a few days ago, I asked him, what do you think about these drones? Prince Ea is not a member of the Galactic Federation of Worlds and is not bound by the prime directive of the Federation. He is neither part of the disclosure plan. He is just here as an observer and a consultant in peace. Ea told me something very interesting that Thorhan hadn't told me. So before telling you, I went back to Thorhan and asked him, can I say this publicly? He said, wait, until he gave me green light. So with the authorization of Thorhan, here is what Ea said about this topic. Ea said, the Galactic Federation of Worlds is forcing them to come out and show their game. So that is very interesting. The Federation not only has for purpose to accustom the public to the existence of civilized cultures from other star systems, but also has as an underlining plan to tease the deep state to do what they do now, putting drones out, trying to start World War III, trying to demonize Russia, counter the disclosure. The Federation wants people to know about this because in a few months, even in a month, in January 2025, all of this will crumble down and the truth will be revealed about these drones. They were Earth-made military. So people will see for themselves what the deep state is able to do. And there will be a new step then in the disclosure. More arms, more ships, and the start of interactions with between these orbs and people closer, and statements that are going to come out from positive military of the Earth Alliance. As you have known by now, if you follow my Star Nation news, the agencies that are working, have been working with the deep state from the start, from the late 1940s, have been infiltrated by the good guys, by people that are unable, it's impossible to trace them, untraceable. And now, be it NASA, be it the three-letter agency, be it other administrations, positive agents are going to come out and disclose truths. Keep in mind that the deep state always plays this game, bringing false evidence to debunk the truth. So they will send also agents that will say, oh, yes, these technologies exist, these programs exist, but it's not like this, to confuse everyone, to bring contradictory information that the ones who bring the true information, well, people start to doubt about them, who to believe, you know, and it can be people from the military themselves, deep state branch. The deep state is dying out, but they have still power. It is a transition. So the Trump administration is going to bring this transition, has started already. The dark is crumbling down, new technologies are coming, but all of this, we will discuss it on December 28th with Dr. Salah and JP. But don't miss this, this moment, and you can even ask questions. So now here it is for these special orbs, special drones. I hope everything is clear now to you, so you know now what is exactly going on. And information is power. Spread the word in the world. Share this edition and be the ones by whom the truth spreads. See you next week for another Star Nation News.
Star Nation News was brought to you by Elena Danan. Don't miss the latest news every Monday on Elena Danan's channel. Video directed by Steph Zach.